reducing all that strength and influence as well.
Okay.
So it defends and reduces at the same time.
Okay. So white plays now something like here to make this territory?
No.
No.
And in this case,
Why no, Murugandi?
well, this is already very strong, like I said.
Yes.
Do you remember which move is played now?
For white?
Yes. Locally, this for white was very strong.
Yes.
So black extended now into the center.
Yeah.
So this group is also alive and strong. Nothing can happen. So you always have to think, do I have a weak group of my own? So black reinforced his own weak group, and now white might have a problem.
But white has no problem.
Yes. Well, these two stones are slightly weak.
Weak?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Come on, Murugandi, come on, it's not weak.
they can't be killed. Of course, they can't be killed. But if black would just get some moves here and could aim at attacking this,
Yeah,
it would be very nice.
then white, even if white did nothing, nothing happens, I think. So make another move.
Now, yeah, it's about pressuring somebody. So if black would later get this move for free, it would locally be very big, and white would have to be very careful about his own group. So maybe it can't die immediately, but you have to keep it in the back of your mind constantly. So it's something that you want to avoid, basically.
Okay.
So I think playing somewhere else would also be a possibility, but white just took it easy and made sure that he was strong first.
Yes.
And just extended over here. Okay. So this makes white strong himself and also aims at reducing black. Do you see how it works to both sides?
I see.
So if black would get these kind of moves here for free, it would work together all over the board. Whereas if white just simply makes base and makes sure that he's safe and strong, this will be harder for black.
I see.
Okay, so
White play this.
white played there.
Black plays somewhere around here.
Yes, yes. Black plays this move. It's very nice. Just yeah, cooperating again with all his stones.
So white start now reducing black by capping this move.
It looks very interesting. I thought about it as well because yeah, this is a Shimari and he has a similar shape over here. So and this is low, so maybe you want to pressure it downwards and flatten it a bit. But
can white invade here maybe?
Yes, later.
Overplay?
No, later there are all kinds of possibilities in this corner because locally black would want to have this move to make sure that this is all safe.
Okay.
If black would have this, it would be complete territory.
Okay, so now if white plays here, can he live?
No, locally he will die. Yes. There are cases where if white has moves here, he can, for example, go into the corner and make sure that he will get something out of it. So he will get these kind of moves and make some points or territory in this side, but this stone will never be able to live. So yeah, this move you want to have to complete your whole framework. That's why if black, for example, would play here, there would be a lot of possibilities still. So, like I said before, this move would look nicer for black if he would have this one. Now it's already low, so he would have to spend another move to make it complete, and then there's still Aji.
But
so
this would get much bigger than in this case, because now
yes.
I see a big gap.
There are a lot of big gaps, but locally black has two very strong groups here. So if white would invade, for example, on this side, here or here, then he would be chased immediately. Yes. Because locally it's 1, 2, 3 against 1. So even if white would live here in this area, black would get influence on the other side and make territory there. So it would be no problem. So in this case, black is low, has one weakness over here and another here. So in that case, it's sort of a miai. So you have two possibilities.
Sorry.
Miai. It's a Japanese term. It means that you have two possibilities. It's
If the one plays.
If black plays this one, then white just plays the other, and if black plays here, then white can take the other. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not very urgent to play there now. Do you understand? Because if there's only one possibility,
yes,
if this is the only move for black to completely make everything sure and make it look really nice, then it would be very urgent for white to play there, because then black can't do it. But if there are two problems, if black wants to play two moves at the same time, but he can't, like here and here, then it's not a problem to wait. If black takes one point, you take the other.
okay, so white should play somewhere completely different.
Yes, white can play somewhere else now.
Okay.
And Merlijn played here in the game, which is also an interesting move.
I find this strange.
It
Because this is low and looks already underneath it, so black could play like here.
well, locally it might look a bit strange because of these possibilities, but what white is aiming to as well is to completely capture this one. Later, if black would get these kind of moves, this aji would really come into existence again. So if black would get another possibility to play here, another chance,
Then this is
suddenly weak. So he has some problems here. And then if this becomes weak and this is strong, then again there are some aji in the corner as well. So yeah,
Wow.
this goes ahead and ahead. You have to be really careful with those things. So what white does here is again he tries to get rid of the influence, make it harder for black to really make points there. It looks into the center, that's why it's a high move.
Yes.
And he reinforces this stone to
And
capture
is
this
it
one.
also to play like later here and have like a very big territory himself?
That is not a very realistic approach because, like I said before, white is low everywhere, so he's taking territory.
Yeah.
In this part of the board, he's on the third line, on a third line, on a third line, so it's all territory and low, not influencing the center. And here it's the same. So this is all low, so white doesn't have any moves that try to make a framework. He's not trying to influence the center too much,
Yes.
but this move starts to do that. So he realizes now that he has to be careful because the center is becoming more and more important. It's becoming increasingly important for white to have something to say in this area. That's also what this move aims at, to go a bit there, and this one as well. But this one even more explicit because it is on the fourth line. It goes into the center.
Okay. And black now plays. Oh, still, he has the same problem as white. So this is Miai, so he cannot choose between this and this.
Yes, the Miai situation is still the same.
So he also has to play somewhere else.
You might think so, but well, it would be nice to play here as well because you just make territory on one side. It's not.
And this is too big.
No, that's also a possibility. You
because
just have to,
because I would say this and this is on the same line.
yeah, you just have to be careful with these kind of moves when they're a bit further away from each other. That there's a lot of aji later. So it's just a possibility. But when white will get strong around, then you have to take into account that there are a lot of nasty things that can happen to you.
So sometimes you have to reinforce with
Yes.
one.
Sometimes just playing a very strong move and the honte move, an honest move, is better than playing this. But it's both possible now.
Honte?
Honte, yeah, an honest move.
Okay.
Yeah. So now this would be, it would be a strategy as well. Even if this gets reduced, it's okay because black makes territory here. But white did this move. And apart from reinforcing this stone and going into the center, it also aims at making territory again. Because if black doesn't have anything to say in this area of the board, and white will get these kind of moves, they are working really nicely together. Do you see that?
Yes, but when I said later this, then you said no, it's too...
Oh, but this is a very strange move because it's all on its own in the center. What you invoke now is that black just goes in.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, suddenly change everything.
Yes, exactly. So before going ahead of yourself, you want to make a huge framework, you have to think small. So before thinking big, always think small. You understand that? First, make...
But I thought you should think big and not think small.
It's all about timing in Go. Everything is about timing. If you're not strong locally small,
Yes.
then be sure to make yourself strong in that way. You can't have big plans when you don't make a base for yourself. You can't make a roof on a house when you don't have the fundamentals.
That is what you call.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So first.
Yeah, first play here and then go for territory there. So that's what white is aiming at.
Okay.
So black has to be very careful about that as well. So in this case,
he could play here himself.
yeah, Frank chose to play there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But is it now like 2 gaps? If white plays here, you can go cut one of the other.
That's also an interesting question. Most cube players are really afraid of these kind of things, but you should take into account that most of the time you don't have to be afraid, because if white peeps at this moment,
oh, yes.
black will just defend really strongly.
Okay, now
this
he cuts.
Just already think that this locally really helps black, because he creates 3 moves that are together. They can't
But
be
now
separated.
this stone is too close to the 3, I would think.
Yeah, locally, yeah.
I help him to over-concentrate.
No, but that's okay, because later white has all kinds of possibilities. If white can get this move for free, then he can play Tsuji like here and completely destroy the base and make territory. This shape is locally a Tsuji to rob black of its base.
Okay.
So if you play from this side, all those possibilities are gone. So it becomes really solid. Black is immediately so strong, nothing can happen to him. It's very difficult for white to take away his base. So that you already have to take into account. But if white tries to push through,
yes,
that's impossible. And
excuse
why?
me?
And why? Why is it impossible? Because this stone by white is too far away. If it would be like this, it would be a completely different story. I will show you.
Yeah.
If black will just respond like this,
Cut.
white will cut, then this is not very effective, because black has these kind of Tsujis.
Hey, this is a shape you showed me last time.
Yes, exactly. So it almost always works in this shape.
But white can capture this stone.
Yes, white can. But if he does, it's really small locally. Black will just hane from the side underneath, and all white's territory is gone. And what did white gain? He gained maybe 2 points here, and a little bit influence towards the center, but there are all kinds of holes. Here there are holes, here you have holes. It's all gone. This territory that white had, it's completely destroyed, and it's now black's, because black made territory. You see, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves that locally focus only on making 2 points here.
Yeah, that's a bit strange, you're right.
Exactly. So always watch out for this shape as white. Sometimes peeping is a nice idea. If you can go through, by all means do, but you have to make yourself strong first. Like this, it's a completely different story, because if white cuts, black can't play here anymore. Do you see that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You can play either here or here. It's all very strong. There's no Tsuji locally. Also, what I didn't show yet is if it goes like this, and let's see, how was it? For example, if you play here, then you have this kind of.
But that stone can be captured, Murugandi.
Yes, now it can, because you have this one. But most of the time, this Tsuji works. Do you know this Tsuji?
No.
Now you can also, for example, play here, but
okay.
Well, the point is that you can Atari and you're connected.
But what white plays here, and then black is Atari.
Yeah, like if white plays here,
yes,
then black will give Atari, and white is has a problem.
Okay,
he can't connect because everything is captured. That's the whole trick of this move. But white has another option. Now he can play here, so it's not very effective in this case. But most of the time, this is a very, very nice Tsuji locally. It also has to do with this shape, so remember that one. Always be careful as white.
And if you have the same shape with black?
Be careful as black.
Okay.
So, no, most of the time this kind of peep is not correct.
Okay.
But actually, Merlijn played it now, I believe. Yes, Merlijn peeped immediately, which is surprising in my opinion. I would say this is actually a bad move. If a professional would look at this, I don't think he would agree. Because it's very crude. What you do, like I showed, is you annihilate a lot of Agi that maybe later you could use. So yeah, White did have a plan, of course. He wasn't going to cut. But I would say that this plan is very dubious. I think that these are mistakes.